Hi friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. Today's video I'm going to be updating you guys. We have finally finished our Titanic unit and we had so much fun with it. We took longer than anticipated, partly because we were enjoying it and partly because, you know, life has gotten in the way, but we have had so much fun with this unit. Share with you. I've already shared what I had planned to use and I'll link that video here, but today I'm going to talk to you about like what we actually used and what I highly recommend using if you're going to do this unit and just kind of how it went. So in that video you saw that I put together these little I put together a teacher manual for me and a student workbook for my daughter using two teacher paid teacher products, and so I'll link those down below again, but they were of course in the other video, but that went really well. We really enjoyed most of these worksheets that were in here. I liked one better than the other. I'll try to mention like which one it is down in the bottom, but we used both of them and both of them were great and they were both great useful information, and so yeah, so I liked both of them. I would have used both of them again. I shared where we got the there was like a whole science unit, like Titanic science unit that was on a blog, and I'll link that down below as well. We used a lot of stuff from that. We didn't get to as much of that as I would have liked to. Hopefully next week we can maybe try to get some of those in, or maybe I can ask Dad to get some of those done with them. So that, like, I wish we would have used more because it was really excellent, like very great program put out by, let me see, it was this put out by the Discovery Channel, so it was really good. My daughter just really enjoyed this and I super enjoyed this. I'd always been fascinated with Titanic even before the movie came out when I was a teenager, and so I just have always loved this, and so when she said she wanted to learn about it, I was so excited and we really have had the best time. I've learned things I didn't know, as well as being able to just share an excitement with her has just been really great. So if you didn't already know, we are using the History Smashers series this year for history. That's what she asked to do, was to do each of these books. There's 7, we've done 2 now, and so we have just been using these books, and I either pull things from teacher pay teachers or however it works out. I've been sharing them with you. Well, this is the first unit study we've done, but I'll share them with you as the year goes on. So this was our main spine. This is what we used for like the meat and the potatoes. This is what I followed as far as like how it's laid out, what the chapters were, and then added to those chapters. The other book that I found super helpful was of course the What Was the Titanic. It gives lots of good information in it. We did find a couple of things in here that History Smashers told us was inaccurate. So that is, you know, but we like using this because it does give good information, and then we love these because it you know, debunks a lot of things that you think you know that you don't actually know. So so that was really good. And then these 2 books that I picked up, it was I believe that the author of these 2 books was the author of that blog post that I shared below, and these were really helpful. So this one, The Voices of the Titanic, we didn't use this one quite as much. We read a few of them, but it was a really good book, and the ones that we read were really great. So I do highly recommend this one, but this one was excellent. This was just like questions and answers and true and false, and so what we would do is we would read the chapters from these 2 books, the History Smashers and then the What Was, and then we would use the Q&A, and some of the questions she would be able to answer because we had just read about them in the other one, and some of them were things that we didn't, you know, were extra in addition to this. So if you're going to do a Titanic unit, I highly suggest using these 3 books, definitely. These were our favorite resources learning about the Titanic. And then this one is also a really good one because it's firsthand accounts of what actually happened. The other 2 books that we did use was this Escape the Titanic book, and she actually did this book before we even started the unit study. She did, there was like 3 pathways in here. She did all 3 of them. She loved this book. She ate it up, used it immediately. So it was a good kind of like introduction to the unit. I actually think if I were to do it again with another student, I probably would have them do this one first as like an introduction and then move on into the unit study, because that actually worked really well. She had a semi understanding of what was going to happen before we got started, and then this interactive history adventure was a really good one too, and it has lots of really great pictures in it that we just really enjoyed. So those are my top picks. I know in the other video I shared more, but these were the ones that we actually used to do the unit study. And so these are the ones, I'll be linking these down below, that I highly recommend getting if you're going to do this Titanic unit study. And I forgot one thing. One other thing that I forgot to pull out that I definitely would get again is this Titanic coloring book. She loved doing this while I was reading to her. Is it, Jason, is it okay if I show them the pictures? She actually decided she would like to show them to you, but these are the pictures that she colored in this book while I was reading to her, and she did such an excellent job. They're so beautifully done. The one thing I will say is that, like, she used markers, and you can kind of, it kind of bleeds through. So we photocopied a picture so that she could do both sides without them bleeding through. So that's the one thing that I will say. But this was really, it's great. It has everything in it from, you know, the setting sail all the way through the disaster, the rescue, and all the way down to like the discovery of the Titanic. So that is another resource that I definitely would have gotten to do again. They can't see that. You have to go a lot higher than that. So this was from one of the teacher pay teacher things that she put on a little puppet show, and I'll actually insert a clip of that here in a minute, where she was kind of doing not a reenactment, but a description, a little puppet show description of the Titanic, you know, disaster. And so, yeah, so it was a really fun, really great. Highly recommend these resources that I've tagged below. And we took about 2 months to do it, and of course you could do it a lot faster than that, but we took our time, and there were some weeks where we didn't necessarily get to it because life has been, you know, life has been busy. But yeah, so definitely highly recommend these History Smasher books. If you haven't seen them already or haven't used them already, they are excellent. There's just lots of great information and lots of things I've learned a ton from these that I didn't know, or misconceptions that I had from, you know, my schooling. So if you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you down in the comments. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you will subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell and give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys again real soon. Bye.
Hello, it is me, J. Bruce Ismay, owner of the White Star Line. Today I am announcing our newest ship, the RMS Titanic. It weighs 64,000 tons. That's heavy. And it is 882 feet and 9 inches long. My name is Smith, and I've captained a lot of ships. And yeah, goodbye. Hello, I'm going to be one of the passengers. My name is Miss Margaret Brown. I feel very safe going on the Titanic. They have life vests.